Hello once again, my greetings to everybody, my fellow Gambians in the Gambia and in the diaspora. I say I salute you all. Recent articles on newspapers that indicates that the Jammeh regime has more Nigerians and foreign judges in the Gambian judiciary than Gambian citizens. This is indeed sad because we all know that Jammeh would hire mercenary judges to be sentencing Gambians to high prison sentences just to scare citizens. The dictator has no mercy for any Gambian who turns against his regime. He is so intolerant, a man who does not want anybody to go against him, a man who doesn't want people to speak their free mind about the activities of his government, a man who doesn't want to seek advice, a man who thinks that God has brought him as a prophet over Gambians, a man who thinks that he owns the whole Gambia. Everybody who wants to eat must have to come kneeling before him begging, as if everybody in the Gambian country are beggars. I don't think Gambians deserve this kind of man. Yahya Jammeh is only there to enrich himself at the expense of Gambians, torturing people along the way. Some people die. His National Intelligence Agency and the military, among whom he has a small bunch of groups of terrorists who call themselves the Jaguars. They go around torturing people. Some people die. The recent court case against the police officers who torture a man in the CRR is just a show to take them to court. Probably they might be sentenced, but at the end of the day they might be taken to the Yundum police training camp to live as kings and be released on presidential pardon, because none of these officers would dare touch a Gambian without executive orders. People who are seen to be against the regime are tortured beyond all reasonable doubt. Gambians don't have a voice anymore. Nobody trusts anybody. Our country is in a very terrible, pathetic state. We need to stand up. Gambians cannot be quiet for the rest of our lives to undergo all these subjects of torture, all these subjects of mysterious disappearances. We are human beings too. We need international community to be aware of the things that are happening in our country so that they can come to our aid. Not to remove Jammeh militarily, that might cost lives, but possibly to put sanctions on the regime so as to put more pressure on them to change their ways of administration so that people can live in a free, democratic, impartial society. Jammeh has gone about across the country threatening people that anybody who doesn't support me, no development would come your way. Even medicine, you would not be able to acquire it. For goodness sake, they are taxpayers. They have a right to support who they choose. We don't have anything against Yahya Jammeh per se. He's a Gambian. Even if we don't like him, he's still our president. He should also recognize the fact that we are human beings, not donkeys. We are human beings that are supposed to live in a dignified life. We are not supposed to be going subjected to all kind of tortures, imprisonment, false accusations here and there. We want to live happily. We don't want to live in a state of fear, in a state of blood, where people's lives are just messed up, just within the twinkle of an eye. We want Yahya Jammeh and his regime to understand the fact that Gambians speaking out against him are only doing so desperately because the moment has come for the world to know the plight of Gambians. The world international body and everybody else need to join the Gambians, the little ones who has a voice outside the Gambia, because those in the Gambia cannot talk. Recently, we all know that a political activist has been sentenced to 1 year imprisonment. Some Gambians who decided to leave other parts of the world to go back home and develop their country are presently in jail. My friend, Mr. Toure, we all know about, is presently has $1 million bound on his head. He has been accused falsely, sentenced falsely, because that man, Yahya Jammeh, the cancer of Gambia, everybody is crying, does not want to see anybody prosper. Anybody that wants to prosper, you have to come crawling under his feet. You have to prosper through his handouts. You cannot prosper by trying to develop the Gambia outside his scope. This is very sad. Every Gambian, be it APRC, Jammeh supporters, and non-supporters of Yahya Jammeh, should look beyond the horizon to see that this man does not serve the interests of anybody. It is not that whenever he touches your family member, that's when you should start speaking and crying foul. No. You should see beyond your nose that this man, it is not only your greed that should lead you to oversight his actions. We all love each other. We are a family. Yahya Jammeh has gone all out, not even wanting a Gambian citizen as a wife. He doesn't want any of your ladies. He doesn't want any of our sisters. Recently, his marriage to our sister Amina Salah was just a so. Everybody has seen, before we knew, he has divorced her and taken everything of her, disgraced her family. That is what the kind of man we have as a president. This man is a sorcerer. He worships idols. And our religious leaders should have to realize this. I cannot understand people praising Yahya Jammeh just to gain positions in his government. For goodness sake, when he sacks you, he will take you to the NIA headquarters and torture you, beat you. Possibly you might lose your life. Some people that are lucky, that are able to escape the tortures, are only lucky because God has made them lucky. Some of you might not. Please, it is high time for us to join hands and get rid of this dictator once and for all. I thank you all again.